So first things first, back in history, I got kicked out of home when I was 15 years old. And I was in and out for maybe like a year and a half before I properly moved out at 16 and a half-ish. And it wasn't that my parents were bad people, they're great. And I wasn't a bad kid, but it was more just that I was very independent and very determined. And I guess as the oldest child, they just didn't really know how to deal with me. So we clashed. I don't have a sugar daddy and I actually pay all my own bills. Wow, fancy that. And I have done since I was 16, other than actually my parents were nice enough to continue paying my school fees even after I got kicked out of home because I kept attending, so that was nice. But otherwise, yeah, all on my own. I'm actually a bit of a closet nerd. I graduated the top 5% in my state from high school, and I got into engineering at UQ, which is like the top university where I'm from. And I did engineering for 3 weeks before I was like, fuck this, I have no interest in engineering and I'm not about to do something for the next 4 years of my life and then forever that bores me to tears. So I quit. And when my dad asked me, what are you going to do with your life then if you're not going to do engineering? I said, I'm going to travel the world. And he thought that was a great idea actually, but he was like, all right, well, how are you going to fund this traveling of the world? So I went and got a job in a bar that was not so dissimilar to Coyote Ugly. I don't know if you've seen the movie, but basically like dancing on the bar tops. It was wild, crazy, it was fun. And yes, I did dance on the bar tops. Never really danced before in my life. I was not the girl that danced at parties. And no, I was never a stripper, actually. My first ever job though was at the local Woolworths supermarket. At the checkout I started out, but in my 4 or so years there, I worked in almost every department. My favorite by far was the bakery. I'd go out all night, come to work at 6 in the morning, still drunk from the night before, and just eat bacon and cheese rolls until I sobered up. And I was surprisingly very fast at my job, even though given my state. And I'd have all the work done like 3 hours before the end of my shift. So I'd go upstairs to the sick room, have a bit of a nap on the bed that they had up there, and then sober up, come back down, and I'd just decorate cakes for fun for the rest of the afternoon. And then, yeah, until my shift was over. Good times. Believe it or not, someone actually wanted to put a ring on this once. Did put a ring on this, actually. I was married for 5 years back when I lived in Australia. I met my ex-husband when I was 21, got married when I was 23, and then we divorced when I was 28. And I'm not going to go into details as to why we separated, so don't ask. But we had a great little life together. We had a gym together. He made me laugh a lot. Yeah, it was nice. But anyway, let's just say that no tears were shed. Much happier now, and I wish him all the best. I had never lived alone until I moved to Miami about 2.5 years ago. And I actually didn't even realize until I did my first food shop and I was putting the food away in the fridge and I was like, oh my God, I can take up the whole fridge. And look, living on your own, having your own space and being able to play music is at full bore at 5 AM is amazing. But I still prefer living with people. When I live in Mykonos, I live in a house with like 7 people and it is the best. I think when I eventually have kids, I'm gonna have like 4 of them minimum, massive family, all their friends are gonna be around all the time. I just love having a house full of people. I've been playing the piano since I was 4 years old, and For Release is my favorite song ever. If you know it, it kind of just like loops around and around and it never really has to have an end. So to the annoyance of my parents when I was younger, and now my neighbors actually, since I brought a piano maybe like a month ago, I will just play it over and over and over, sometimes for like an hour or more, just to de-stress. The way I like to play music is far from perfect. I don't even care if I fuck up the beats. I just like to play it like it's my soul, like speaking out through my fingers and just expressing my emotions. I just love the sound of my own playing. my favorite thing to snack on is tomatoes. And according to my mom, apparently it has been pretty much since I could first eat. I think I've probably had at least one almost every day of my life. There is nothing I'm more scared of on this earth than sharp objects. Mainly knives, but any kind of blade or like syringe or whatever. Ugh. I was that kid that would scream and cry in fear, not because of the pain, at immunization time, and often would have to be like held down, was known for kicking the doctor. I actually don't remember any of this, it's just what I'm told. I guess my brain like blocked it out from the trauma or something, I don't know. But the first time I ever got a blood test, I guess it was like my late teens. I passed out twice before they could actually draw any blood. I'm pretty good now, I'm pretty calm, but internally I'm still having panic attacks every single time. Give me snakes or spiders any day. Before I was 18, I had never left Australia. Actually, I had never even left the state that I lived in, Queensland, or the neighbouring state, which is where I was born, New South Wales. And about a week after I turned 18, I fast-tracked a passport, and within 2 weeks, I had a ticket to London and I was off. And I've never been in the one place for more than 4 months at a time since then. Now I've been to 35 countries and lived in 5. Australia, England, Spain, Greece, and America, obviously. And before I die, I plan on visiting every single one. Actually, before I die, before I'm 60.